One of the greatest competitors of all time, Muhammad Ali, once said, "Champions aren't made in the gym. Champions are made from something else, something that they have deep down inside them, a vision, a dream, a desire." We all have some form of connection to March Madness, whether it be directly from following your favorite team since you've been young, or just being tied to it because you go to a university so you're tied to that school. The biggest sporting event that gathers the largest audience is known as March Madness. March Madness is all about college. Personally, I follow sports my whole life, but for the past 5 years, I've taken particular interest into the NCAA tournament known as March Madness. We all have some form of connection with UC. I would like to discuss our championship resume, break down exactly what March Madness is with a few statistics to go along with this. At this time, I'm going to break down the March Madness tournament. March Madness is a Division I tournament, initially with 65 teams, and then the field is narrowed down to 64 teams after several play-in games are played. The format for this tournament is simple, knockout format, which means if you lose one game, you're out. The 65 teams are selected by 31 conference champions, and then the other 34 teams coming from the NCAA selection committee. This selection is known as Selection Sunday. Once the selection has taken place, the tournament begins on March 15th. The second round, following this, 1 week later, the Sweet 16 is taking place, followed by the Elite 8. Final Four following that, and then already by April 2nd, the championship is being played. Games are played all across the country, from Los Angeles Staples Center to the Boston Garden in Massachusetts. Something to show how much money and attention is being put into this tournament is, according to the journal article American Statistical Association, May of 2010, the importance of the yearly tournament is highlighted by CBS paying $6 billion for 11 years of TV rights. In addition to knowing what March Madness is, we all have some form of connection. Maybe just like I touched on earlier, being associated because you go to that school, or maybe you followed a particular team your whole life. College tournaments can have numerous effects on students throughout universities, providing large amounts of income to the cities as well as the university who hosts these championship games. An example of this would be, according to a web article from Kantar Media, March of 2014, the Louisville, Michigan game in 2013 drew 23.4 million followers, also earning $1.15 billion in ad revenue. Something else that shows how much attention is put into this tournament was reported by a web article of Forbes in March of 2014. A private investor as well as a mortgage company is putting up $1 billion to anybody who can format a perfect bracket. Now this may seem like a lot of money to put up just for anybody who can come up with a perfect bracket, but nobody in history has ever done so because the chances are so slim. They're actually 1 in 9.2 quadrillion, which seems like a fake number that has 15 zeros at the end, but those are actual statistics. With all this attention surrounding March Madness, I would like to inform you guys that our school has a serious chance of making history. Our school's resume consists of 31 tournament appearances, 6 Final Fours, and 2 national titles. We won our national titles in 61 and 62. The greatest player to come through the university was known as Oscar Robertson. Oscar Robertson holds 19 NCAA titles and 14 school records. Oscar Robertson went on to play in the NBA for 12 years and was inducted into the National Basketball Hall of Fame in 1980. According to a web article, ESPN, February of 2018, as of right now, our school, UC, is ranked in the top 10 for the first time in 5 years, and we are primed to make a run at the championship. Now that I have discussed our school's resume, as well as broken down what this March Madness tournament bracket is, with some statistics to go along with this, my purpose of this discussion was to encourage everybody to at least sit down and watch at least one game, but hopefully root for UC to win the whole championship and make it all the way. Thank you.